Have you ever woken up, sat on the edge of your bed, and thought to yourself, where did the time go? One moment, you're chasing dreams and juggling responsibilities, and the next, you're looking back at a lifetime of memories. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? But here's something not everyone tells you: happiness after 70 isn't about looking back. It's about embracing the now. And yet, so many people in their 70s and beyond find themselves feeling lost, tired, or even lonely. Maybe the house is quieter than it used to be. Maybe old friends don't call as often. Maybe the body doesn't move quite like it once did. And that's okay, because happiness isn't about having everything the way it used to be. It's about making the most of what's in front of you right now. So, what's the secret? Is there a way to wake up feeling excited for the day ahead? Can you really feel joy, purpose, and fulfillment every single day, no matter your age? The answer is yes. And it all comes down to simple habits, small daily choices that can make the difference between feeling drained and feeling alive. So, let's dive into the first habit. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll feel that shift. One of the biggest secrets to staying happy after 70 is keeping your mind and body active. Now, I know what you might be thinking: I've done enough in my life. Can't I just relax? And of course, you can. But let me ask you this: have you ever noticed how, on the days you stay in bed too long or sit around all day, you actually feel more tired? That's because the body and mind are designed to stay in motion. Movement isn't just about keeping fit, it's about keeping the spark alive inside you. Think about the people you know who are still full of life well into their 70s, 80s, even 90s. What do they all have in common? They don't just sit back and watch life pass by. They engage with it. Maybe they go for morning walks. Maybe they stretch in their living rooms. Maybe they garden, dance, or play a little golf. The point is, they move. And it's not just physical movement that matters. Keeping your mind active is just as important. Learning new things, trying new hobbies, reading, doing puzzles, or even just having meaningful conversations with people, these things keep your brain sharp. They keep you engaged. They keep you happy. But let's say you haven't been as active lately. Maybe you've gotten into the habit of sitting too much, or you just don't feel as strong as you used to. That's okay. The trick isn't to suddenly start running marathons, it's to start small. Get up and stretch in the morning. Take a short walk after breakfast. Try something new, something that makes you feel alive. Now, once you start moving and engaging with life, there's another key habit that will take your happiness to the next level. And that is nurturing meaningful connections. Have you ever noticed how a simple conversation can change the way you feel? Maybe it's a chat with an old friend, a warm smile from a neighbor, or even a friendly exchange with a stranger at the grocery store. Human connection is like sunshine for the soul. It has the power to brighten even the darkest days. But here's the challenge. As we get older, life changes. Friends move away. Loved ones pass on. The daily interactions we once took for granted, like chatting with coworkers, raising kids, or gathering with friends, may not happen as often. And before we realize it, loneliness can creep in. Now, some people believe that loneliness is just a part of aging, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Studies show that staying socially connected can help you live longer, reduce stress, and even improve memory. More importantly, it makes life richer. Because at the end of the day, happiness isn't about what we have, it's about who we share it with. So, how do we keep meaningful connections alive? It starts with making an effort. Maybe you reach out to an old friend you haven't spoken to in years. Maybe you join a local club, a walking group, or a community class. Maybe you spend more time with family, plan a weekly coffee date, or even start conversations with people you meet throughout the day. And here's a little secret: you don't have to wait for others to make the first move. Sometimes, just saying hello or asking someone how they're doing can open the door to a great conversation. And the more you connect, the more you'll feel that sense of belonging, that deep, fulfilling joy that comes from sharing life with others. But happiness isn't just about the people around us. It's also about how we treat ourselves. And that leads us to another habit that can transform your days. The way you speak to yourself. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, "I'm too old for this," or "I just don't have the energy anymore"? It's easy to fall into these thought patterns, especially as we navigate the changes that come with age. But here's something important to remember: the way you talk to yourself shapes how you feel. Negative self-talk can drain your energy, make you feel stuck, and even impact your health. It's like carrying around a heavy bag of doubts and worries that you don't even realize is weighing you down. But the good news? You have the power to lighten that load, starting with a simple shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on what you can't do anymore, celebrate what you can do. Maybe you don't move as fast as you used to, but you still enjoy a walk in the fresh air. Maybe you don't have the same endurance, but you can still stretch, dance, or do gentle exercises that make you feel alive. Maybe you don't remember names as quickly, but you still share wisdom, laughter, and stories that bring joy to others. Aging isn't about losing yourself, it's about embracing who you are now. And that starts with being kind to yourself. Instead of saying, "I'm getting old," try saying, "I'm getting wiser." Instead of thinking, "I can't keep up," remind yourself, "I go at my own pace, and that's okay." Every time you replace a negative thought with a positive one, you're rewiring your brain for happiness. And the best part? The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Before you know it, self-kindness becomes a habit, one that fills your days with more peace, confidence, and joy. Now, while a positive mindset is powerful, there's another habit that plays a huge role in your happiness. It's something that fuels your body, sharpens your mind, and keeps you feeling your best. Your daily movement. Have you ever noticed how a short walk can change your whole mood? Maybe you step outside feeling sluggish, but after just a few minutes of fresh air and movement, you start to feel lighter, more awake, and even a little happier. That's no accident. Your body and mind are deeply connected, and movement is one of the simplest ways to lift your spirits and boost your health. But let's be honest, exercise after 70 doesn't look the same as it did at 30 or 40. And that's okay. The key isn't to push yourself to exhaustion. It's about finding movements that feel good and keep you strong, flexible, and energized. Some people think that slowing down is just a natural part of aging, but in reality, a lot of that stiffness and fatigue comes from not moving enough. When we stop using our muscles, they weaken. When we stop stretching, we get tighter. When we stop challenging our balance, we become more unsteady. The good news? Even small movements can reverse these effects. A gentle stretch in the morning can help you feel looser all day. A few minutes of walking after meals can support your digestion and heart health. Light strength exercises, using your own body weight, resistance bands, or small hand weights, can keep your muscles strong and protect your bones. And don't forget about activities like dancing, tai chi, or even gardening. Anything that gets you moving counts. The secret is to make movement a daily habit, not a chore. Think of it as something you get to do, not something you have to do. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to follow a strict routine. Just keep moving in ways that feel good to you, and your body will thank you. But movement isn't the only habit that plays a role in your happiness. There's something else, something just as important for your well-being, yet often overlooked. It has to do with the way you connect with others. Because as much as we need to take care of our bodies, we also need to nurture our hearts and minds. Think about the last time you had a truly meaningful conversation. Maybe it was a chat with an old friend, a shared laugh with a grandchild, or even a heartfelt moment with a neighbor. How did it make you feel? Chances are, it left you feeling lighter, warmer, and more connected to the world around you. That's no coincidence. Human connection is one of the most powerful ingredients for happiness, especially as we get older. Studies have shown that people who maintain strong social ties tend to live longer, healthier, and happier lives. And yet, so many people over 70 find themselves feeling isolated. Maybe loved ones have moved away, social circles have gotten smaller, or it just feels harder to reach out. Whatever the reason, loneliness can creep in quietly, and before you know it, it starts to weigh on you, both emotionally and physically. But here's the beautiful thing: connection doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't mean you have to be out socializing all the time or constantly surrounded by people. Even small moments of connection, a quick phone call, a friendly chat with the cashier at the store, or a simple smile exchanged with a stranger, can make a difference. And don't underestimate the power of community. Whether it's joining a local club, attending a class, volunteering, or even just making it a point to say hello to your neighbors, these little efforts add up. They remind you that you're part of something bigger, that your presence matters, and that you have so much to offer the world. If reaching out feels difficult, start small. Send a message to an old friend. Make it a habit to chat with someone new each day. And most importantly, allow yourself to receive connection, too. Sometimes, happiness isn't about what we do, but about being open to the love and warmth that's already around us. Now, while social connections are crucial, there's another daily habit that plays an equally big role in long-term happiness, one that has to do with the way you talk to yourself every single day. Because the words we say to ourselves shape how we see the world and how we feel inside. Think about it. When was the last time you truly paid attention to your inner dialogue? Is it mostly kind and encouraging, or do you catch yourself being critical, dwelling on regrets, or feeling like you're too old for certain things? The truth is, the way we talk to ourselves matters more than we realize. As we get older, it's easy to fall into the habit of negative self-talk. Maybe you wake up and the first thought that crosses your mind is about an ache in your knee, or you glance in the mirror and sigh at the wrinkles that weren't there a few years ago. It's natural, but if left unchecked, these small moments can pile up and create a mindset that drains your happiness. But here's the good news: just like any other habit, self-talk can be changed. And when you start to shift it in a positive direction, you'll notice a huge difference, not just in your mood, but in your overall sense of well-being. One simple but powerful trick is to replace "I can't" with "I can" or "I will." Instead of saying, "I can't keep up like I used to," try, "I can still enjoy the things I love at my own pace." Instead of thinking, "I'm getting too old for this," say, "I'm still growing, still learning, and still capable of new experiences." It might feel unnatural at first, but over time, these small shifts create a mindset of possibility instead of limitation. Another key part of positive self-talk is practicing gratitude. When you focus on what's good, the things you still have, the memories you've built, the simple joys of each day, you naturally create a happier, more fulfilling life. It's not about ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to see the blessings alongside the challenges. And if you ever catch yourself slipping into negative thoughts, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? If the answer is no, then don't say it to yourself either. Treat yourself with the same kindness, patience, and encouragement that you'd offer to someone you love. Now, as powerful as mindset is, there's another habit that plays a huge role in lasting happiness, one that has nothing to do with thoughts or emotions, but everything to do with movement. Because the way we move our bodies has a direct impact on how we feel, both physically and emotionally. Think about the last time you went for a walk outside, stretched your arms up toward the sky, or simply got up and moved around after sitting for a while. Didn't it feel good? Movement isn't just about exercise, it's about keeping your body engaged, your mind sharp, and your energy flowing. As we get older, it's easy to fall into the trap of slowing down too much. Maybe certain activities feel harder than they used to, or maybe you've started to believe that resting more means feeling better. But the truth is, too much stillness can actually make you feel more tired, more stiff, and even more down emotionally. That's why one of the best habits for staying happy after 70 is to move every single day in a way that feels good for you. You don't need to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. Simple movements, like stretching in the morning, walking for a few minutes after meals, or even dancing around the house to your favorite music, can make a world of difference. Have you ever noticed how your body responds to movement? Maybe at first, there's some stiffness or resistance, but after a few minutes, your joints loosen up, your blood starts flowing, and suddenly, you feel more awake and alive. That's because movement is like fuel for your body. It wakes up your muscles, supports your heart, and even boosts your brain function. And here's something interesting. Movement isn't just good for your body, it's a natural mood booster, too. When you move, your brain releases chemicals like endorphins, which help you feel happier and more relaxed. It's why a short walk on a sunny day can lift your spirits, or why gentle stretching before bed can help you sleep better. But the key is consistency. The more you make movement a daily habit, the better you'll feel, not just in the moment, but long term. So, whether it's taking a stroll through your neighborhood, practicing yoga in the morning, or even doing light exercises while watching TV, find something you enjoy and keep at it. And while movement is a powerful tool for happiness, there's another habit that's just as important, one that has to do with the people around you. Because happiness isn't just about what we do alone, it's also about the connections we keep. Have you ever noticed how spending time with the right people can instantly lift your mood? Maybe it's an old friend who always makes you laugh, a family member who brings back warm memories, or even a neighbor who shares a kind word during a morning walk. Those little moments of connection matter more than we often realize. But as we get older, it's easy to let these connections fade. Life changes, family members move away, friends get busy, and social circles become smaller. Sometimes, we convince ourselves that solitude is just part of aging. But the truth is, loneliness can sneak up on us, and before we know it, it starts to affect our happiness, our health, and even how long we live. That's why making a habit of staying connected is one of the most important things you can do to stay happy after 70. It doesn't have to be complicated or exhausting. A simple phone call to a friend, a quick chat with a neighbor, or even joining a local group with people who share your interests can make all the difference. Think about the last time you had a good conversation with someone who truly understood you. Didn't it feel refreshing? That's because human connection is wired into us. It gives us purpose, reminds us that we matter, and keeps our minds engaged. In fact, studies have shown that people with strong social connections tend to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. And here's something interesting. Staying connected doesn't always have to mean being physically present. Even if distance or circumstances make it hard to see loved ones in person, technology has made it easier than ever to stay in touch. A video call with family, a quick text exchange with an old friend, or even writing letters can help bridge the gap and keep relationships alive. Of course, building and maintaining connections takes effort. Sometimes, it means reaching out first. Sometimes, it means stepping outside of your comfort zone to join a new group or start a conversation. But every small step toward connection is a step toward happiness. And just like movement fuels our body, and connections fuel our hearts, there's another habit that fuels our minds, a habit that can make every day feel richer and more meaningful. Feeding our minds with curiosity and learning new things. Think about the last time you learned something new. Maybe it was a new recipe, a piece of history you hadn't heard before, or even a new way to solve an old problem. Didn't it make you feel energized? There's something about discovery that keeps us young, no matter how many candles are on the birthday cake. But here's the thing, as we get older, it's easy to fall into routines. We do the same things, talk to the same people, watch the same shows, and before we know it, our world becomes smaller. That's why keeping your mind active is so important. Learning isn't just for kids, it's for anyone who wants to feel alive. And the good news? You don't have to go back to school or sit through boring lectures to keep learning. It can be as simple as picking up a book on a topic that interests you, watching documentaries, or even just listening to new perspectives from the people around you. Some people love crossword puzzles or Sudoku, while others enjoy picking up a new hobby like painting, gardening, or learning a new language. It's all about challenging your brain in ways that excite you. You might be wondering, why does this matter so much? Well, studies show that people who keep learning tend to have sharper minds and better memory as they age. But beyond that, learning gives us something to look forward to. It keeps our days interesting, gives us stories to share, and even helps us connect with others. Have you ever noticed how people who are always curious seem to have a certain spark in their eyes? That's the magic of lifelong learning. And here's the best part, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Maybe you finally learned to play that instrument you always wanted to try. Maybe you start writing down your life experiences to pass on to future generations. Maybe you start traveling, even if it's just to new places in your own city. Every little bit of new knowledge adds richness to life. The key is to stay open, to keep that sense of wonder alive. Because when you do, every day becomes an opportunity for growth, for excitement, and for joy. And when you combine movement, meaningful connections, and the joy of learning, something amazing happens. You start to feel a renewed sense of purpose, a reason to wake up each morning with enthusiasm. But there's one more habit that ties it all together, a habit that makes sure every other part of life feels even more fulfilling. And that habit is gratitude. Now, before you think, "Oh, I've heard this before," stick with me for a moment. Gratitude isn't just a nice idea, it's a powerful force that can reshape how we experience life, especially as we get older. Think about it. How often do we focus on what's missing? The things we've lost, the people who aren't around anymore, or the abilities that don't come as easily as they once did. It's natural. Life changes, and sometimes those changes bring sadness. But when we let those thoughts take over, they steal our happiness. Gratitude shifts our focus. It doesn't ignore the difficult parts of life, but it reminds us of all the good that still exists. And the truth is, the more we practice gratitude, the more we see things to be grateful for. You don't need anything fancy to do this, just a simple habit of noticing and appreciating the good in your life. Some people like to write down 3 things they're grateful for each morning. Others say a quiet thank you before bed. It can be as small as enjoying a warm cup of tea, feeling the sun on your face, or hearing your favorite song on the radio. These little moments matter. Science even backs this up. Studies show that people who actively practice gratitude sleep better, feel less stress, and even have stronger immune systems. It's like a natural mood booster, and the best part? It costs nothing and takes only a few moments each day. And gratitude isn't just about personal reflection, it's also about expressing it to others. When was the last time you told someone how much they meant to you? A simple "I appreciate you" can brighten someone's entire day. And the more we share gratitude, the more it multiplies. This habit ties everything together: movement, connection, learning, because when we feel grateful, we embrace life more fully. We move with joy, we cherish our relationships, and we appreciate each new experience. Gratitude doesn't just change how we see life, it changes how we live life. And when you wake up each day with that mindset, you don't just exist, you thrive. Because happiness after 70 isn't about chasing something new, it's about appreciating the life you've built, the people around you, and the simple, beautiful moments that make each day special. So, as you go about your day, take a moment to pause. Breathe. Look around. There is so much to be grateful for. And in that gratitude, you'll find a deep, lasting happiness that carries you forward at any age. Because life isn't over at 70. In many ways, it's just beginning. That's the beauty of it. Happiness is always within reach, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. It's not about pretending that life is perfect or ignoring the challenges that come with aging. It's about making the most of what we do have, right here, right now. The secret isn't in some far-off dream or waiting for things to magically change. It's in the daily habits, the small choices that add up over time. It's in the way we move our bodies, connect with others, keep learning, and practice gratitude. These habits create a foundation for joy, resilience, and fulfillment. And here's something important to remember: it's never too late to start. Maybe you've spent years stuck in a routine that doesn't bring you happiness. Maybe you've let go of activities you once loved or drifted away from people who mattered. That's okay. The past is behind you, but today is a fresh start. Take one small step. Go for that short walk, even if it's just around the house. Call an old friend just to say hello. Pick up a book on something that excites you. Write down one thing you're grateful for. Let yourself feel the joy of the present moment. These habits don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do them all at once. Just start where you are, with what you have. The key is consistency, making happiness a daily practice rather than a distant goal. And if you ever find yourself feeling stuck, remember this: you've made it this far. You've overcome challenges, adapted to change, and kept moving forward. That strength is still within you. You are not too old, too late, or too anything to live a life filled with joy. So embrace today. Cherish the little things. Keep learning, keep moving, keep connecting. And most importantly, keep living. Because every day is a new opportunity to find happiness, and you deserve every bit of it. Here's to making the years ahead your best ones yet.